Squad. It's full of internationals. I think there's a lot of quality in this team. I don't think they're playing to their maximum. I'm not sure what... I agree with Graham there with Josie doesn't know his best team. But if you look at that back four, you know, Dyer doesn't play today. He plays for England. Sanchez, Colombia. Alderweireld plays for the number one team in the world.
That doesn't make you a good player.
Sorry?
Playing for your country doesn't make you a
well,
top
you're
player.
There's a lot of
if you can trap the ball, you will play for your country these days. Doesn't make you a top player because you're international.
I don't know about that, but I think you're talking about... But I'm talking about this squad, Roy. I think they've got better players than you're giving them credit for there.
Dyer's been giving goals away every week.
Yeah?
Last week he gave a goal away.
Has. He's been chopping and changing. Yeah, I agree with that, but he's been chopping and changing, playing with a different player every week. That doesn't help. I don't think that Jose knows his best team. But I don't think you can turn around and say this isn't a strong squad. It's full of internationals. There's internationals in every department.
But being an international doesn't make you a good team.
Right backs.
Jamie,
still good players. Well, they play for good countries, though, Roy. They play, what you're saying, these aren't good players. Then you said Alderweireld plays for Belgium. He's not a good player.
He's not bad. Yeah, would he get any of the top teams? Would he get any of the top teams in England?
Yeah, well, he would.
Man United wouldn't take him.
Man United,
Man City
your
wouldn't
old
touch
team would have signed him a few years ago.
I'm not even sure Leicester would take him.
Jamie, just hold a second. Roy, do you think this Spurs team then is where it should be? You're talking
about there, Roy. Getting your Man United team right now.
I think people keep
getting Man United's team.
They keep looking at the Spurs team. I think Spurs were better 2 or 3 years ago with the Trippiers and the Ericssons when Ali had the hunger. But this Spurs thing, Spurs are good on their day, yeah, like lots of teams. And Jamie makes the point there, going, they've got a lot of international players. If you trap the ball now, you're going to play for your country. Everybody plays for their country. If you don't play for your country now, you are a bad player. Yeah. So that doesn't guarantee anything.
That's not what I'm saying, Roy.
Which out of these lads would get in? Which out of this Tottenham team would get in Liverpool, Man City team, Chelsea team? You wouldn't touch any of them. Son and Kane.
The front three, you wouldn't touch them?
Who?
Son and Kane. What?
Yeah, I'd take them too. Yeah, I'd take them too. Outstanding. But the rest of them, you wouldn't touch them.
See, I think the bigger picture.
You play Alderweireld's a better centre back. He'd get in Man United's team as a centre back right now. I think he would. Yeah. I think the goalkeeper's not good enough. I'll agree with you there. I don't think he does well enough. I think the 2 right backs they've signed. No, I don't trust Aurier and I don't trust Doherty. He hasn't done well enough, but he plays in a back 3. I think the back 4 isn't good enough. But I'll tell you what, Reguilon is as good a left back as there is in the country. Yeah. So I think you've got that one wrong. I think he's a class player.
That's why Real Madrid let him go.
Not got any confidence.
Why do you think Real Madrid let him go?
So you're saying he's not? Does that matter? Oh, because Real Madrid let him go, that doesn't make him a good player.
Yeah, but how much did they let him go for?
Country, not a good player,
how much did they let him go for? It's not as if they paid 60, 70 million.
They might be able to buy him back, actually.
So you're saying, they bring Doherty in. He's a fantastic left back.
Doherty's playing for Wolves, who are the last year have done well and they're expecting to compete. They sell him to Spurs for 15 million. Doherty. Does anyone really think Doherty's going to make Spurs a top 4 team? No, Doherty, really?
Yeah, I agree with you. What about the left back then? So you're saying Reguilon's not a good player now? Is that what you're saying?
No, he's a good player.
You can't have seen a lot of Spurs.
He is a good player. No, he's a good player.
Just take a breath, Jamie.
Very good.
Jimmy, what's your take on Spurs, where they are and where they should be? Given your perception of the quality of the squad.
Is a very good player, and I think the top teams would take him. Real Madrid let him go because they needed to free up money.
But they do have a buyback option.
And they have a buy-up option. They can buy him back. Tottenham is underachieving, big time, you know, with what they have. It's nice to see that they have gone today more attacking. Not have Sissoko in the team to protect the back 4. Have Ndombele and have more in the midfield. Tottenham should do a lot better. And yes, the right back is not good enough. The 2 centre halves are not good enough in my eyes.
Now, I think
the goalkeeper.
I think that's Jamie's point as well. I think Jamie would agree with you, Jimmy, that they are underachieving. I'm trying to work out whether you're saying, Roy, is that they are where they should be, Spurs in 9th place.
I expect them to win today, and I expect them to be in the top 7 or 8. But this idea that Spurs automatically should be in top 4, if you analyse the group of players they've got, and people said, well, he's chopping and changing for a reason, because he can't trust them. They played West Ham last week. We're talking about Bale. Bale came on and made a difference. What did he do? He put a corner in. He's coming to do big things. He's coming to Spurs to get him in the top 4. He can't get in the starting 11 because, whatever we said, Mourinho's working with these players day in, day out. And your eyes don't lie to you. And we're talking about Dele Alli. We're sick of talking about Dele Alli. What do you think's going to happen with this kid? We're looking at his stats from 2 or 3 years ago. He's lost the hunger. He's lost the eye of the tiger. He's not going to get Tottenham back to the top 4. And we have the same conversations every week. We look at the goalkeeper. OK, he's a French international. Yeah, he's part of a brilliant international team. That doesn't mean to say he's brilliant. The full-backs, They've got about 3 right-backs at Spurs. You wouldn't touch any of them. I'm on about top 4. Spurs could turn on today and win 2 or 3-0, and afterwards we'll be all praising them. But this idea that the Spurs should automatically be top 4, and because Mourinho's a brilliant coach, Mourinho knows the game. He knows the game better than bloody all of us.
Graham, we've got to go, unfortunately. I'm almost disappointed that we've got to actually watch some football because I'm enjoying this conversation. Jamie, thank you very much. We look forward to your contributions through the game as well.